Captain! Captain! Hey! Okay, Captain's trying to help out there. There's his dad catching him. And here we have Juan is working the concrete. Boom. We'll just keep on pumping concrete out of the truck. He's got his arms out, pulled the truck stable. He's got a pretty good long stretch on it. Hey, Juan.
Where's the foot?
I'm an innocent bystander. I don't know if I do or not. If they are, they're in the back of the truck, but I kind of doubt it. Okay, and then we have this here, large footing poured. Had our plumbing inspected earlier. Everything got approved. You see we have the pipe is wrapped with foam so that there is space for expansion and contraction of the pipe. There's the boom operator with his remote control waiting for concrete to get into the pump. And here it comes. There goes the large footing. That's the 3-foot square, 12 inches deep. And this footing here holds up a post for the center of a 24-foot span beam. And where you see the garage end here, this is where the upper level of the house is, going straight across to there. So this beam and the midpoint of the that post and the midpoint of the beam hold up the whole end of the house. So that is a cutout for the garage, and we had to step down the footing here just because of the grade, and that leaves us a bit of extra area that we have to fill in. But we've got our rebars drilled and epoxied into the footing below. And then when we start pouring the whole slab here, the slab will come up to the level halfway up on the 2x4, and then we'll just screed along the foundation where the blue line is. There's the blue line, and all these rebar stub outs are below the blue line. Those will attach the garage slab to the foundation wall. And then all this 6-inch mesh is going to help to keep the concrete stable and minimize the cracking. But no matter how hard you try, you're pretty much always going to have cracks forming in concrete at about 10 or so square foot intervals, because that's just the way concrete is when the moisture gets out of it, and that's the amount of shrinkage. About every 10 feet you're going to get a crack. Sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less. So yeah, we've had a couple of starts and stops with our concrete. I think we're going to have another truck coming in here. So this is the pad for the entrance, and these are the stairs with the forms for the stairs. See how the bottom of each of the risers is cut back so that they can screed the cement a little more easily, get in a flat step. And they are also slanted inward on the bottom, if you can see the slant. What do we got, Ted? 2 trucks coming?
2 plus.
2 plus. Yeah, I was looking at the area of the slab compared to that one truck out there, and I thought, that's an awfully small truck for this slab.
Yeah.
Hey, Juan, do you want this here? So we will set the rebar in about 3.5 inches in from each edge of the pad. And then we don't do this one yet because obviously the footing's not filled. So our concrete truck had to move to let traffic through on the road. It's one of the difficulties working here. Difficult access. So he's going to position the truck over the pump reservoir. So as you can see, a concrete truck is a pretty heavy animal, and it's doing quite a number on the lawn, but that's what happens when you're doing construction. This is all going to get changed. How much do you think this will pump per minute?
Pump itself?
Yeah.
He can pump real fast.
Yeah. And then you keep up with it easily, don't you? Yeah. Then you got what, 12 yards in here?
Yeah.
11 yards. And I think we have another 1 plus truck coming.
There's a truck sitting right out there.
Oh, okay. So we already have our other truck waiting for us. How much you think you got left in here?
Probably got 9 yards.
9 to go. That'll take 20 minutes to get out. Something like that. Okay, so this truck is going to be here for another 20 minutes at least, pumping out concrete. Then we have our second truck is out on the road waiting to get in. And I forget how much that is every 15 minutes. How much is the standby time?
It's got to be
because it's like
120 or something?
yeah, because it's like they're billing every 15 minutes. You get what is like 5 minutes a yard or something with the delivery.
Probably 5 or 6. It used to be 7.
Yeah.
It's less, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's got probably about 8 yards in there right now. 8 to 9 yards are in the truck. So about another 20 minutes of pump time on that. Okay, so Juan is operating the boom here, just filling things along. Juan's been doing concrete for years, and so he knows what he's doing and how much to put where. The other two guys are screeding it. They're gonna take that long, straight aluminum screed board and just roughly get the concrete to the line, that snapped blue line along the foundation wall. And so they're just making their first pass of working it right now. And then Juan is just filling things up right now. So he's got 2 guys, and I know he's got 1 guy short right now. So we do have this set up on a time-lapse. Yeah, if you need another hand, let me know.
I will, thanks.
Yeah. I don't have my boots, but these are at the end of their run for usefulness. The insoles are getting shot. So this is Ted, and he is lifting the 6-inch mesh up off of the tarp to get it into the concrete. We have these here little, I think they're called dobies, these little cement cubes. And apparently they work well to hold the mesh and rebar up, but the drawback to them is that apparently they do what's called telegraph through the concrete, because they you have a thinner layer of concrete above them that the moisture gets out of it faster than the rest, and so then you actually end up with a little bit of an image of the adobe coming through the finished floor. And so we just have about 8 of these in as tests to see what would really happen. But you see here Juan is pouring the concrete right now and lifting the mesh as he goes, and so that's going to work out pretty good. That's the way it's been done many a times. Now it looks like our mix is getting a little bit thinner here. Is that mix looking a little thinner to you here all of a sudden?
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, the mix is looking a little bit thinner all of a sudden. But I think we'll be okay. Now he's got a low spot in the concrete over there, so he's dragging onto it. And then they'll grab the boom over there and pull that through. So they've got the perimeter leveled out to the blue line, and then they have kind of gotten this here spot in the edge here sort of leveled out to the blue lines, and then they're using that as a guide to pull, drag, screed the concrete across the slab area. And so there's Juan and Ted are working the concrete here, and they're eyeballing for low spots and high spots to move the concrete to fill. Now they've got a whole bunch of extra concrete coming in right there. So they're going to have to go down there and then drag a bunch this way. And Ted's going to work the perimeter here, and that'll get the bubbles out, give it a nice, clean, concrete, finished looking edge against the 2x4. Okay, so now the guys are going to pull the screed this way. You can see there's a couple of low spots right now, and they'll deal with it. Now I have a bunch of the older gentlemen that live around here coming over to check out the concrete equipment. Okay, so Juan has a little high spot here that he's dragging this way. Okay, so you can see how they did that process again, where they screeded the flat area from blue line across to the other side, and then they're using that level to screed back across the center between the previously leveled floor and the area they're working now. So we have two more areas that we're going to do here, up to the house and in between. So we've got our first truck still there. Okay, so one is pouring in this next area, covering the rebar on the perimeter of the house, going up to the line there. I'm doing this one-handed for people's benefit.
Why would we want another guy? Look at it here. So we can pour a piece of mud. You want job done, I want all last job. Hey, nice to meet you.
You can just wash up on the lawn right there. It's going to get reworked anyway. Well, he needs to be able to clean out the concrete in the truck, so he can just clean out on the corner of the lot, and it's going to get dealt with later. He's got water. He's got all that. I'll check and see what he needs.
You won't need much.
Yeah, here's the puller if you need that. I'll run down and check what he needs. Okay, let's pause. Now, you don't want to be sitting here too long with concrete in your line, do you?
Oh, it's fine.
You'll be fine? Okay, I thought there was like a time limit you had.
Always wait for time.
Okay.
If it gets to the point where I have a problem, I just swing around and just keep beside it.
Okay.
We're always looking for time.
So he's backing up here now, and he's just going to unload. And this thing about concrete, once you start, you don't stop.
He's in the way. He's lost. Guys, he's lost. Come over here. Oh, I don't need it.
Okay, so we are just still in a truck changeover. So when did they come up with the wireless remote? So it's been a while. Yeah.
Did you look at his mud? Huh? Did you look at his mud? You want about a 6? Yeah. 5.5? 6? Where he's at. That's where he's at? Is that what he's at? Okay, thanks.
So we've got these guys here are out with the hand floats, and they're just rough screeding the concrete in right now, making a nice clean line at the edge. And then the second truck is pouring right now. So this is probably, yeah, we still got to finish the other half of the slab here, and then do the stairs and the walkway. So over here we got the first truck is just finishing cleaning out all of his stuff onto the lawn here. Almost nothing to speak of for concrete on the yard. And then the second truck is up pumping into the pump on the pump truck. So there you go, we got double header. Let's go walk up here and see how things are proceeding. Here's Teddy, hard-working dog, and here's Captain, another hard-working dog. Okay, and so you can see the guys are all working the concrete down there. Ted's lifting the mesh as they go. And there goes the plumbing. So yeah, this is doing very nice. So they're going to screed and make a relatively flat surface of concrete there, using the 2x4 is the level line over on this side, and then they'll walk over to that side and drag against the blue line on the wall. And they end up with a relatively level floor. And then when they have that screeded and leveled out, then they will go adjacent to that and come across that floor level area that they just made and take their screed across to the other side where the finished floor is now, and use those two as the level floor reference drags for their screed. And so Ted is working concrete, trying to help the guys out. There's not enough mud over where they're at, so I think that Juan is going to have to bring the boom back over there. Yeah, there he goes. Gotta get that and that. I think it's still low though. There's our concrete guys. So I'm not sure if we have a third truck waiting for us or not. So they just are going to screed around the plumbing stack. So I'll kind of come angle in this way a little bit, and then the guy next to the stack will pick up and set back down on the other side of the stack. So you see they're coming in at an angle around it, and then they'll change the angle. It's on the other side, and now they're going to drag the rest of the way. You do what you gotta do. And there's our boom operator. And he is actually connected to both the pump truck and the concrete truck. He controls the feed on both of them. So I'm going to run around here. Juan's going to fill that other footing in a minute, and I'll throw that piece of rebar into it. Say when. One. Turn up the exposure here a little bit. Okay, I see a problem here. We have we have debris, pine cones and needles falling on the concrete from the boom touching the tree. Okay. So just so people know that it's happening. Okay, so we are getting the walkway. And so you just lift up the rebar there and lay it back down on the cement, and the aggregate of the cement will hold the rebar in position off the ground. So now he is going to fill the stairs, and so he's going to let the concrete flow down the stairs. And then it's going to start to pool and firm up a little bit if it sits for a minute. And then when it sits up, he can come back and do the steps themselves. So you just got to kind of do the cement here. You have to block it so that it doesn't keep flowing out, up and over the stairs below.
Shovel.
It's it was just right here.
Top that shovel.
So Ted has got a board down at the bottom there. He's just putting some cement in to backfill and hold that board in position. So now Juan is coming back, putting cement in each step. It's had a short minute to set up. It might not be set up enough though. One guy finally showed up late to the party.
I know. We didn't have to.
So we have our walkers being screeded. So he's just waiting. He's finishing screeding the walkway above, and
oh, this guy over here. Put a little play on there. Okay, so I need something somewhere. A hole, whatever, you never know.
so he is just kind of working the pad there for the entrance. So all in all, it's working out pretty good. So that is all the leftover concrete in the hose. And then you kink the hose, put a wire on there to hold it so that concrete doesn't keep pouring out when you're in between. But it looks like we are finished here. So the boom operator is drawing the hose back in. He's all done now.
It's all done, yeah.
Yeah. So it was a pleasure doing concrete with you, sir. So there is the bucket of finishing tools. Okay, so we have a rough screed on the concrete, and everything is looking good. There's the stack for the plumbing in the middle there. There's the boom truck. The concrete guy is going to be cleaning out his truck here in a minute. The pump truck operator is just emptying his boom hose and preparing to clean out his stuff. But yep, here you go. There's the plumbing stack, and it's inside of the stairway under the in the closet under the stairway. So there is plenty of stuff to do here now. They're using the bull floats on the concrete now, and then they'll come back over and do the hand trowel thing. That corner over there looks a little bit rough. They haven't actually finished that yet. It's a hard to reach item. This guy's working the entrance pad. So there you go. The boom operator, he's actually got quite a bit of concrete coming out of his hose. But he's spreading it out in a thin layer that'll just break up easily. Ted and Juan are cleaning off the aluminum screeding tools. Okay, let's walk back around and look at how the stairway is coming. Okay, so we have our boom operator. He is cleaning out his equipment right now. And while the boom was up here, I think he pretty much knocked down everything out of the trees that he could knock down onto the concrete. And we have gotten that all cleaned up. Juan's getting his stuff all cleaned up. And so there's guys doing his, just starting the hand finishing. Cement's not quite ready yet though. There's no muck coming up to the surface yet. It's not settling. We should be getting pretty good muck though, because it is on top of a 6 mil black tarp vapor barrier, and that's going to hold the water in with the concrete. And so you see the guys are over here troweling and screeding. He's got a rounded edge trowel there to do the noses of the stairs. He's just doing the same thing up there, screeding. He hasn't hit it with the round trowel yet. That's looking good. Okay, so now the guy with the boom truck is putting his boom back into go position. Let's get the rake out of the way. We're using this rake to pick up stuff that's fallen in. This is our line tool. Maybe this will be a little better of a view from the side. There goes Captain playing tennis. Hi, Captain. I cannot tell what is going on with this screen. It's too bright out and I can't see anything on the screen. Okay, so he's got the arm of the boom is up, and then he swings this in, so that everything's all folded together, and then he'll drop it on down. go. Okay, there you go. It's got its first pass of troweling. So the guys are working on it. They've kind of met in the middle here, and they're working around the drain pipe. Got the pad for the entrance to the garage finished. And the stairs are looking nice. So we've got a line up here to kind of simulate the top step leading into the walkway. And it looks nice. It's got a nice fine brushed finish on it. Meets up to the old exposed aggregate steps nicely. And it actually has a little less of a slope to it. It was brought up about 2 to 3 inches on this end. So we have nice rounded stair noses, and you can see it's got a little bit of a lean in on the rise of the stairs. So yeah, everything is working out looking nice. There's our time-lapse camera. Hopefully the time-lapse will look good. I think I'll move it back over here to watch these guys for a while. It's like watching a couple of choreographed dancers. Okay, we have our stairs are finished. Looking nice. He's just got a little bit of tiny touch up to do there. So these guys here are busily working out here. Maybe I'll move the GoPro to the other side to do the time lapse over there. And that is the finish around the sewer pipe. And we can just trim that foam off flush to the finished concrete surface. Hi, and thank you for watching this video. I hope you got some good information and found answers to any questions you've had about working with concrete. You can also see this entire day in a 6-minute fast motion time-lapse video, episode 10-1. Please give the video a like. To follow along with this project, start to finish, you are invited to subscribe. Take care and hope to see you at the next video.